if you are young, 28, what is better, buying the dip in the VU or picking safer options like gold or bonds that bring a yield during bear markets and economic downturns? We're so mean. We all laugh.
Don't audibly laugh when someone asks a question.
The market downturn brings us out. I have seen gold and bonds mentioned in the chat a handful of times today, which we don't normally see that, to be honest, in Money Guy Land. So let's talk about it.
The serious one on this.
Let's talk about it.
I think is funny. First of all, Bo, how much gold you own? Yeah, that's me too. And then here's the other one. I had calls, realized it's so bizarro Friday, the calls I'm taking from clients. It's because I got 83-year-old client telling me just how bad things are, and I'm talking her off the ledge with it. And then I've got 80-something-year-old client who's very successful, master of an entire business industry. And he's calling going, hey, I need you to sell some of my bonds and get it into equities.
Get me into equities.
And I'm like, what a bizarre. I got two 80-something people. One is scared to death. And then the other one is like full bore, all in on this. So that's why it's so interesting to me is that I think everybody, your worldview is going to shape this and that's a bad thing. I think that it shouldn't be your worldview that shapes this. It should be, what do you need to reach financial success and accomplish your goals with the right risk profile, understanding risk capacity. Hello, 80-something-year-olds trying to take on even more risk.
Yep.
These are all the things we think about. And you really gave us a broad spectrum there. VU, which is S&P 500, gold, and then bonds. Bo, you're the CFA. I'll let you say something, then I'll sprinkle nuggets of knowledge wherever I see fit.
I'm going to speak like purely like mathematical here, right? So I'm not going to say like, okay, is VU the investment you should do? But when we think about like buying the dip, when you buy the dip, you want to go buy the thing that dipped. You want to buy the thing that went down in value. You want to buy the thing that you're perceiving as undervalued. It's one of the reasons we love dollar cost averaging. We love dollar cost averaging across the equity spectrum, because as we see volatility, as we see the market go up and down, and as we see periods like we're seeing right now, there are some fantastic opportunities that present themselves. So if the whole strategy you're trying to employ is buying the dip, then you would want to buy the thing that's done poorly. You'd want to buy the thing that's gotten hammered. You want to buy the thing that's gone down in value. So that would immediately rule out gold as an option, and it would also probably rule out bonds technically as an option. So then you're left with equities. But here's what I would encourage my young 28-year-olds to think. I don't really want you just buying the dip. What I really want you doing, Mavi, is I want you to always be buying. I want you to be buying last month and this month and next month and the month after and the month after and the month after. And what's great is if you can kind of set it and forget it, you don't have to really figure out, oh, okay, am I going to buy gold this month? Or am I going to buy bonds this month? Or am I going to buy equities this month? Hey, I'm just going to have a low-cost index fund. I'm going to have a low-cost target retirement fund. I'm going to have a low-cost fill in the blank. And every single month, on the same day of the month, I'm just going to have it go to work, 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 go to work. And if you're doing that, over time, you're naturally going to buy the dip anyways. If you're trying to take advantage of market opportunity, it does not benefit you to go buy the safe thing right now. And I'm not even going to go and I'm not going to answer the question, is gold the safe thing or is bonds the safe thing? But whatever you perceive as the safe thing, trying to buy the dip and capitalize on opportunity would not be buying that. It'd be buying the other stuff that shows where there is opportunity and shows that, just like you always talk about the pluck effect, Brian, the further it goes down, the faster it goes down. When it releases, when it rebounds, likely the higher and faster it is to rebound. So that's how I would think about deploying my dollars.
Well, I mean, when I see gold, that's system protection, meaning the whole system's imploding. So sometimes that's a key to me, that this person's concerned that the whole system's going down. I'm on all these business forum groups, and there was one that came across a few days ago, and I was like, man, I just mentally filed it away, asking if anybody else was turning all their emergency reserves into cryptos.
For their business emergency reserves. I was on the same email.
So that's why when I see people throw gold or the cryptos, I'm like, I would just encourage people to, you realize how bad things will be if gold and crypto is the only way you're going to be able to pay for food and services for the family. I mean, you need to think bigger, because you really need to be thinking water supply,
Protection,
ammunition, and guns and things like, because that's more fruitful than just buying gold that you have to go pay somebody to keep safe. And it's like Warren Buffett talks about gold. The problem is that you typically have to pay somebody to keep it safe. It doesn't.
Or you have to keep it safe if you buy.
It doesn't generate any dividends or yield whatsoever. And it's one of those things where you lock it up. I mean, it's pretty, but it's just going to be there the same way. It's the same problem with crypto in a lot of ways too. Is the only way you make money off of gold and crypto and other things like that is you convince somebody to pay you more than what you paid. It's not like there's going to be innovation. There's not going to be interest. There's not going to be dividends. It's just it's a little different. So that's why when I see gold, that's more systemic risk, which I'm not willing to have those equations those discussions. I have people, by the way, 2 years ago, it would have been a completely different, it was different neighbors coming into the swimming pool asking me the question. Now it's this, and it cracks me up. I give the same answer every time when people start talking about those things.